What's up, everyone? Welcome to Gotta Watch Them All Lured Up, Episode 7. I'm one of your hosts, Ken Pescator, joined by my wife, Melissa.
Hi,
and Adam. Sorry, I jumped the gun there.
Have you guys met Adam?
Hi, Adam.
That's Adam Tuttle.
I'm just ready to go, guys.
Let's do it. Yeah.
We are a weekly podcast covering Pokemon Go. Analytical and casual perspectives. Serious and joking perspectives.
Yeah, we have a good focus on the news, too.
Game mechanics, strategies.
Nerds.
and the Pokemon Go community. Hey, if you're listening in iTunes, please leave us a review. If you're listening on YouTube, subscribe.
Don't forget to press the like button very gently, guys.
Gently caress.
Very gently, just
Like
just
if it's
light enough.
If you're on your phone, just very gently with your
tap it.
finger, just tap it easily. There's no need to break your screen.
luredup@gmail.com. Email us. We
Yeah.
want to hear from you. We want to talk about you. We want to talk to you through email, digitally.
Electronically.
If you're looking for more
personally.
in-depth coverage of Pokemon, check out our full format show. That's the actual Gotta Watch Them All podcast that the namesake belongs to. Check that out. You can find everything we do at gottawatchthemall.com. Adam, what's going on? How are you? How was your week?
My week has been all right, aside from working a bunch. I was able to get out and do some Suicune raids. And I was able to I go 2 for 2.
What? Nice.
Yeah, it was
that's
good.
That's
Intense.
good.
I really didn't think I was going to catch it. I had I think 7 or 8 balls both times. And it was the second to last ball for one, and then the last ball for the other one.
Oh, the last ball, that's so heart-wrenching.
That
awesome.
Melissa has had some good last ball catches. But yeah, we'll get into it. We went back to Philly. When we went to Philly Free Streets, we said, as we were leaving, we're like, we got to come back. So we hooked up with a Philly raid group and we did what they were calling the Philly raid train. And we were there for only 3 hours.
Yeah.
And we did 4 Suicune raids. I went 4 for 4.
Yeah.
And so we've talked about on the show how the raid culture has kind of changed the game of walking around and hunting, that Philly Free Streets vibe, right? So this was not that. This was totally different. This group, which was awesome. They were like mechanical beasts, machines, where they were just everyone was on foot. We had about 35, 40 people, and it was get to the raid, pound out the raid, catch it, and start walking, because you got to walk, because we're walking all the way through Philly. It was awesome. But Melissa came, Josh came, Pokemon Master Holly ended up showing up at the end right when we were rolling out. Then today, Melissa sends me a text.
I sure did. I got an EX raid invitation today.
So when we were at Love Park, famous Love Park in Philly, with this group, with the Philly Raid group, Melissa broke off into the Mystic group, and I was in the Valor group. Now, Josh, our son, he was in the Valor group with us because his phone, for whatever reason, wasn't drifting, it wouldn't drift him towards the gym. So he had to stand where our group was in order to reach the gym. So he played in my group.
He was devastated this afternoon. I can't even tell you.
I didn't get it. Josh didn't get it, but Melissa's group got it.
You don't understand. The day was so weird for me because it was I was excited to be there, but then our first raid was a complete flop. Me and Josh, it didn't even show up for Josh as a gym because he's set up as a child account. So
so he can't see sponsored gyms. But the second place we went to was the Philadelphia Free Library, not a sponsored location, and for whatever reason didn't show up in his game.
Yeah,
it didn't make sense.
And then for some reason,
he was so bitter.
I couldn't get in either. So everybody else was doing the raid. Ken catches it, of course, and me and Josh are just standing there all PO'd and annoyed, waiting for everyone else.
But it didn't matter, because as soon as we were done, it was let's go.
All right, yeah. So we were all right, we're on. And I think the second one, that was the second one, and the third one was actual Love Park.
That was Love Park. That was the third one, and that's the one she got the EX pass for. So,
I actually caught it.
Oh, this
that
weekend.
was the only one that I caught
for the day.
For the day.
Right. the raid itself is for when? The 26th, right? It's a Sunday. The 26th is the day of the raid. And, it's really cool. We put it on our Instagram page, so if you want to check it out, the image is pretty cool. You get to see the cool Love Park statue from Philly. It's famous.
Yeah,
so it looks like we're going back to Philly.
When I open Pokemon Go right after work, because, work is work, and I opened the game, and it was the first thing that, the game loads, and it was the first thing that popped up on the screen. And I'm like, my heart starts pounding out of my chest. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Screenshot.
She said she thought it was a glitch.
Yeah, and I was like, please God, I didn't want to touch anything. I didn't want to press the X on my screen. I was like, please, let this be real. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my God, this is really, and I exit out, I'm like, Ken. And I instantly
So I'm at work, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta turn the game on. So I turn the game on. No EX pass, right? So I start feeling sad, right? I'm like,
and then you text me. And you're like, Adam, open your game. Did you get an EX raid pass? And I'm like, hang on, let me check. I open it up, see nothing. Go to my journal, see nothing. Go to my inbox, see nothing. Nope.
PokemonGoHub.net put out an article, and apparently the feedback is that a mix of consistent raid players and inconsistent raid players, like people that don't really play raids, got the invite. So some people were getting the invites to places they've never raided at. So they're kind of expanding the field test, I guess.
But you know what? I love this because they invited me to a place that wasn't very far from my house, that they're obviously seeing
we're going back.
Yeah, and we're going to go back. It's not far from...
we're an hour and a half from Philly, parked. We drive, park, and we're there.
And isn't that exactly what Niantic wants? It's exactly what they wanted. They want people to get out there and explore the world around you. Besides just besides just on foot in your own town. Get out, get on the train, get on the bus if you can drive, that...
But we were going to go back to the Liberty Bell and stuff with Josh because we brought our son, and we didn't get a chance to because the raid train was not stopping for anything.
Yeah, no, man, they were.
There was a real nice topiary garden set up. There was a temporary pop-up ice skating rink. It was there was all stuff to see, and it was just the raid train must move on. And it was just so if we go back, we'll play a little bit more filthy casuals and just take it easy and check some stuff out. Maybe we'll do ice skating.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be cool. And that's literally right across from Love Park was where that pop-up was. So it was really cool, man. Check out Pokemon Master Holly's video because she hooked up with the group and continued for about another 2 hours and ended up in Washington Square Park, which was where Philly Free Streets ended, that party. So they circled all the way back, further into town, which was really cool. So check out that video to see the rest of the raid train. But check out the thumbnail on YouTube. A passerby took a group shot on the group organizer's phone. So check out our group. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
And we got lucky because it's been brutally cold lately. Some days in the 40s and creeping low. And we had a decent day. We were worried it was going to be an ice box, but all I had to do was put a coffee in Melissa's hands, and then she was all good.
Yeah, that's good. Give me a large D&D.
Well, you had texted me earlier in the week saying, I don't know if her and Josh are going to make it. It's going to be too cold for them.
Yeah.
I was like, they better go. They better go. And I'm glad you did, because look, you got an EX raid pass.
I know.
Well, it's really funny because they put out, in the group, they put up a thing hey, just giving everyone a heads up, it's supposed to be 35, 40 degrees, bundle up, and then it wasn't bad. It ended up being 45, 50 degrees. Right?
I was bundled up.
And, they were wearing long johns and stuff. And
I was wearing stretchy pants under jeans, and then I was wearing a tank top and a thermal shirt, and then a long sleeve shirt, and then a hooded shirt, and then a
Josh
hoodie.
was hooked
and
up.
Then
Josh
my
had
jacket.
fingerless gloves. So,
and then I had the fingerless gloves.
Yeah,
yeah.
That sounds pretty toasty. Now, did you change your buddy to a Charmander or a fire Pokemon to help keep you warm?
You totally should have.
I really should have.
Yeah, man, it was a good time. We're going back to Philly.
Yeah, we are
next week. Yeah. So I got this just to be throw a little caveat in here. What if you get to this EX raid and it's not Mewtwo, but it's Ho-Oh for some kind of Thanksgiving tie-in?
Oh, that would be epic.
I don't know how I'd feel.
I said it to her earlier. She's like, but I want Mewtwo.
Yeah, because it's Mewtwo, dude. It's Mewtwo, dude.
Well, I mean, you got to be thankful for what you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be happy if it's a legendary bird, an epic bird.
Yeah, but it's not Mewtwo though.
Yeah, it's Mewtwo. I don't deny.
But we'll see. We'll cover it on the channel. November 26th is the date, so
yeah,
we're going back to Philly. And I was going to get Melissa a cheesesteak last time,
and I didn't get.
And she didn't get the cheesesteak. She opted out. We opted to just get home. So maybe this time you can get yourself.
We ended the day on a really stinky note. Poor Joshua decided
he caught one though.
He caught one, but he bit his lip and completely gave himself a bloody gusher that lasted probably almost 2 hours long.
No.
Yeah. It was the littlest,
he was like playing with it the whole time, just like,
dude,
stop being a little kid.
It was so tiny, and it was on just like right on like the edge of his lip, like not in the very middle, like off to the right a little bit on the bottom lip. And dude, this thing bled like you wouldn't believe. Like it was so gross. It was so gross. Like I'm trying to catch the last Pokemon, and Kent's like, all right, I think it's time to go. And I turn around, and there's poor Josh, and he's like covered in blood. I'm like, what? All right, let's go.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
Parenting. Parenting. You know, we do it right.
But he got to meet Pokemon Master Holly right before that happened,
he
looked
did.
totally cute.
He was very excited
for his
about
picture.
That. He is. So it's really cool to see. He's 9 years old, but to him, there's really no difference between like a star on TV, a star in a movie, or a star on YouTube. So it's like anytime he gets to meet a YouTuber, that's it. That's it for him. Like he's like, oh my god, that's Pokemon Master Holly.
For his generation, they are superstars.
It was really cool.
Like,
it was really cool.
They are.
But anyway, there was a huge bombshell of news. I don't want to cover it too much because it's been about a week, but we haven't recorded. Because we recorded a special episode of Gotta Watch 'Em All featuring Jason Ganos from Nintendo Wire. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm bummed I missed that.
But Harry Potter Wizards Unite, the next game from Niantic, is going to be coming out in 2018. So ain't nothing stopping me from playing Pokemon Go, but this has the chance to be really cool. Like, Adam, are you excited about this? Like, how do you feel? All right, if there was no such thing as Pokemon Go, how would you feel about this? And then with there being Pokemon Go, how do you feel about it then?
Okay, without Pokemon Go, there's already other AR games that are in the Toys to Life genre that I'm excited for, like SWATbots. If this was the other AR game, like, I would totally have tried it. I would definitely be into it. I know, like, we have a personal friend, and she's really into Harry Potter, and I was talking to her about it, and she's like, oh, I saw it immediately after you texted me. And she said, Team Slytherin.
The houses is what's going to make the game cool, because it fits the mold already of having competitive play. My thing is your phone going to be the wand? Or can you get a wand peripheral, Bluetooth to the phone, and you're actually like casting, like holding the phone in your left hand,
like a Pokemon Go Plus, but the wand is
but it's maybe it has a gyroscope or some kind of motion detector in there, so like you actually have to. I don't know,
dude.
That could be cool because then it kind of pushes the immersion and breaks the like fifth barrier, I guess, whatever. But nothing's gonna stop me from playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
sorry. And then with Pokemon Go, I'm gonna download it just to experience it. I don't think I'm going to invest a lot of time into it because Pokemon's already such a big part of my, like, I log in, I get it, I get up, I do my thing. It's like Pokemon, I check it, you know what I mean? I there's always something that spawns in the house, so I always open it up, check it, catch it, whatever it is, get my, day streak, and then by the time I get out and go to work, I hit that first Pokestop, it's already something that I'm already, like, doing all day.
So what I was thinking, in a perfect world, there would be some element where you can do it without being outside. So where Pokemon Go, like, you can catch something that spawns in your house, but there's very limited stuff besides like account maintenance that you could do inside. What if there's some kind of storyline or some kind of wizard training or something that you can do anywhere? Like, you don't have to get up and go per se. So when you're out and about, I can still play Pokemon Go, but when I'm home, I can't really play Pokemon Go as if I was outside, but maybe this will have an element. I could play both. That
If there was a storyline, that would be something to draw my attention, yes.
right? Melissa was saying she would be into that. Like that, the storyline could make it cool. But I don't know. I could see a lot of people chucking their phones and throwing their phones inadvertently if their phone is the wand. You know what I mean? Like think of the Wiimote.
Or you have to say, or maybe you just have to say the spells correctly into the phone.
I don't know, but the framework of Ingress could work really cool for it. But this caused a lot of static and a lot of heat and a lot of salt online because the community, for whatever reason, and this is, the community at large has been on this downward slope. And at the end of the show, I want to talk about something specifically in this regards. But as soon as they announced this, it was like everyone turned their back on Niantic and they're like, "You're giving up on the game. You're going to play us out. Like, the game is going to die." Like, it was like the sky was falling. Like, did you notice that, Adam? Or like,
yeah.
Like what?
Everybody was just talking about it. And no, this is just another project.
And
you know what I mean?
To the point where Niantic even had to put out a statement and they were like, "Guys, chill. We're a growing team. We're hiring new people. Both teams are completely separate. The Pokemon Go team is 100% dedicated. They're going to continue to put out content. Like, chill. Like, this can only mean good things for Niantic. This is obviously going to be another cash cow. I mean, it'll probably never be like the impact of Pokemon Go when that first came out, but this could be, another really solid earner.
It may do just as well as Pokemon Go because there is a lot of Harry Potter fans.
And they're hardcore though. That's going to be the key. Exactly. That's why, like, even if there isn't a large amount, there's such a core amount that they might be that committed. And I saw like Pottermore, like the big online Harry Potter community. It was on the front page and like people were going bonkers. The Harry Potter crowd seems to be ready. Like they're excited for it.
And I'll tell you this. I was at a 9-year-old's birthday party the other day and I overheard them talking about it.
The 9-year-olds?
The 9-year-olds talking about this.
So awesome.
And the one little girl, Rachel.
Who's a Harry Potter freak.
Yeah, she's a complete Harry Potter freak. She turned and looked at me, and her face, I can't even describe it. She's like, "Oh my gosh, if I could actually use my phone as a wand and just cast spells and blah, blah, blah." And she starts spitting out all this Harry Potter mumbo jumbo that I had no idea what the hell she was talking about, but they were so excited about it. So
it's gonna be interesting. It's still probably close to a year away. I'm not concerned of it taking resources away from Niantic. I think it can only mean good things because it'll probably be successful, and if the company grows, Pokemon Go grows. So
and
I'm a firm believer.
I don't think it'll affect Pokemon Go at all.
Yeah, Pokemon is not going anywhere.
Yeah,
right.
Because there's so Pokemon is so deep and
even though the player base has declined in Pokemon Go, the core spenders, as far as like where it is in position in the App Store for earnings, it's still up there. Like it's still a competitor. The volume game on this free to play model doesn't necessarily lend itself to say, look, we need more people because the dollar per person, the per capita, it balances out even with a smaller base. So if they can replicate that smaller base, but that's willing to dish it out with Harry Potter, hey,
good for them.
Good for them. We mentioned the saltiness that started happening with this announcement, and this was 7 or 8 days ago from the time we're recording this. Since then, a lot of interesting stuff has happened. The last time we recorded, we talked about the 0.81.1 update and all this new stuff, the update to the Unity engine. They fixed the sound bug on Android with, background music going down to, the volume dropping down, all this stuff, and improved performance, all memory management, all this stuff. So apparently there was, on the iOS side, there was a issue, like the update was just like super buggy. So they actually halted the rollout of the update and rolled back to 0.79.4, which then reintroduced all those bugs that they had fixed. So like people had no bug with their audio for, like a couple days, and then they had a forced update to revert back to the old version.
All those spinneracks chilling out in their devices. Spinnerack. Just chilling out.
One of the things they had added in that update was the app blacklist, and I don't know if we went over that. We were talking about how the privacy had changed, where you had to update your terms of service. It's an anti-spoofing measure that would allow Pokemon Go to detect other apps on the phone, so they could see if you had a spoofing app on there, it could block it out. So apparently, Apple fought back and determined that ability was actually against the Apple terms of service, and they blacklisted the Blacklist app and forced Niantic to go back on it, saying that it was against Apple's terms of service. People like in the spoof community, because there's a spoofing subreddit and stuff, were saying, all right, we could put the apps back in. It's not picking it up. We're good to go. And I think that Niantic was even able to get it reactivated, and it's been a battle, but apparently they can't do that. Apparently Niantic can't do that. They can't, spy on other apps that are on your phone or something, at least on Apple. Now, the good thing about this, in terms of saving the day and still stopping spoofers, is the majority of spoofers are on Android. You can hack into the Android platform a lot easier with those spoofing apps, where on iOS it's a much more difficult process. So it really affects the still core of all the people that are on Android that are spoofing, which is good.
Corny. That's what I say.
Listen, but we got some seriously fresh threads from the Alola.
Well, free Alola items.
And I didn't know they were free at first. I was like, okay, cool, like, we gotta pay for them, like, whatever, Sun and Moon just trying to get some extra cash flow.
They can't charge you to be a male avatar that wears socks and sandals, because that's what we got. We got a dude that wears socks and sandals. And
I didn't look at the guy.
Right, so I actually really like this stuff, because it's still so derpy in the fact that it's clearly a Pokemon Go piece of clothing. Like, doesn't look like anything else. Like the weird jorts.
No, and
stuff.
I even put back on my Magikarp hat just to celebrate. Because Pokemon Sun and Moon comes out, Ultra Sun and Moon.
The girl's
tomorrow.
hat is super cute.
Well, today, whenever you're listening to this, is probably today.
Yes, the girl hat is really cute. But I like the outfits. But again, and I'm only saying this to actually just talk about it. I'm not trying to be negative here, but again, people lost their minds over this. Instead of being excited that there was new items in the store for free, everyone was like, why are they giving us this crap? It's winter in the Northern Hemisphere. Like, it's cold out.
Why did they give us a Mimikyu hat?
Like,
the Mimikyu,
they like
we
the
get
Mimikyu
it because
hat,
it's Halloween. But, I kind of get it. It's like,
when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon launches tomorrow.
And honestly, in all reality, it takes
place in Alola. It's a vacation.
I agree. They need to shut their pie holes. They need to shut their pie holes. They need to shut their pie holes, because you can purchase the team turtlenecks right there. So if you want a long sleeve winter look, you can get a long sleeve winter look, along with you can go ahead and purchase the skinny jeans. So shut your front doors and, suck it up. My look is super cute. I mixed the two. Changed my pants back. Did I just buy skinny jeans? I did. Damn it.
No.
God damn it. They look super cute. But see what you guys made me do?
There you go.
You're making me rage.
There you go. See, now
Good
you
thing
better
I had
wear
some
those
coats.
jeans then.
Now I'm going
Listen,
to.
Ken.
Make my booty look amazing.
Ken and Melissa, you guys need to send me screenshots of your current outfits.
Yes.
And then I will post them on our Instagram.
All right, yes,
Okay.
we'll put that up. But yeah, new items from Alola. I think it's cool. They're ultra cheesy. I thought it was funny. I forget who was saying it on Reddit or Twitter maybe, but the items, like the male items, they're like, oh my gosh, you could dress like Mystic 7, like, cause you just look like a California dude. Like, it's so funny. It's like a light blue tank top. It's like, oh look, you're Mystic 7.
Oh, you gotta show me. I gotta see it.
And speaking of woes with iOS, right? All this craziness. They announced that this is super interesting. Niantic said that they're discontinuing support for iOS 8 and older on November 20th, so in 4 days. This is the first time that they said on the iOS side that they're going to be not supporting a specific version. Now, what could this mean? This could mean that they're doing this to free up resources that would normally be dedicated to those platforms, the 8 and older, the iOS 8 and older, where something new can be coming, a new update, so they want to launch it and save resource space, like save resources. I don't know. This is
you never know.
An interesting thing. This is
the whole EX Raid Pass thing could be this issue. You know what I mean? It could be something with that where those people are still utilizing like iOS 8 and they just can't receive them. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
It could be. It's just interesting because it seems like they're prepping for something. And a year ago, I think it was the 23rd they launched it, was the Thanksgiving event last year, like the fall festival event or whatever it was called. They did double XP, double Stardust. That was a good event. Yeah, they better.
Yeah.
And that was when they launched Ditto too. That's when Ditto came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want double XP.
That'd be nice.
I've been grinding to level 40. You know, I'm 700,000 something into my first million. So I got 700,000 of 5 million that I need to hit level 40. So if we go to Philly, I could have another big day. That'll be nice. I got to buy some lucky eggs. I've been saving my money. I haven't bought since before Philly's Free Streets. I haven't spent any money on the game because I have so much crap that I don't want to waste any more space in my inventory. And I have like 30-something raid passes, and I've got tons of Evo items, like tons of stuff like that. But I'm now officially out of incubators because I haven't bought any, and I've been running just the free incubator at a time, which is brutal on 5Ks. I'm saving my 10s. And now it's like, dude, I have no lucky eggs. I have to buy lucky eggs. But I'm holding out to do Evolution Party because if they do some kind of double XP event, I need maximum effort for that party.
I don't know how you do those grinds, man. That just it's so boring to me.
No,
It's
and if
so
we go to Philly, we could hit up new Pokestop zones, new Pokestop areas. Give me that double XP. All right. Let me get down to business here. Right. So
Business.
we're talking about the saltiness in the community. We've had some good conversation going on Twitter right now between a couple of different Pokemon podcasts and a couple, the listeners. There's some good conversation. A lot of different perspectives have been aired out on Twitter about, how they feel about the current state of the game and their feelings towards Niantic, and this game in particular, I mean, the internet at large, but this game in particular, the community is very outspoken, and, there's a lot of very out there strong opinions. So the bad part about this is that there's been this just complete negative shift that's been happening for a while, but this negative shift has happened so sharply in the past, 10 days, I don't even know what to think. It's like the craziest thing. So I want to put this out there and put my foot down and say, look, you can be critical of something. You can be critical of Niantic. You can be critical of Pokemon Go. But you don't necessarily have to be negative. You don't have to be looking at it from, this just exceptionally dark angle. Like, it's so weird how people will just turn because they're not experiencing something the way they want to. And especially because this is a free game and it seems a little crazy to me. So for me, the stance I took on Twitter was, look, no matter what, as a media creator, I feel a responsibility to stay positive. I want to show this game in a positive light. If the game has issues and there's deficiencies in the game, we're going to cover it. We're going to cover it from a journalistic perspective, but we're not going to be biased to the point where it's going to really just throw off our entire, world view of the game, because it just seems crazy. There's so many creators out there that are talking about the game in a way that would be like, dude, why are you making content about the game if you despise it so much? It's the weirdest thing, man. Adam, how do we wrap our heads around this? I'm trying to keep my cool,
Well, and it's just weird. It's like, take Pokemon Master Holly, okay? Her focus when she, started everything was the whole AR, and that's still part of what she does because she loves that, you know what I mean? And with new Pokemon, that introduces whole new photo opportunities. So if you don't even, even if they introduce more Pokemon, you have more photo ops, making the game, that's much better.
The individual thing that you can grab out of the game. There's so many different ways you can enjoy it. Sure. That's the angle. I mean, when you go hiking and you're taking your AR photos, that's something you probably do a lot more than me, because I love that. That's what I'm saying. You connect to the game like that. And it just seems that people, man, they're so brazen and they're so bold. And it's like, I don't know. I just think that the community would be a better place if we could be critical, but we just don't have to be nasty. We don't have to be negative. We don't have to be cold. And there was a great article on the Sylph Road. I'll link to it in the description. I recommend everyone read it from top to bottom. Adam, I don't know if you had a chance to check it out, but it's a great like summary of the history of the Sylph Road, and they talk about why they started the whole project, and there's a lot of good stuff in here, and I'm gonna read a little bit of it because the sentiment that I feel is perfectly summed up in this article. So let me just find it. So in the article, this is by Dromes. So it says that, you know, they were talking about how the Pokemon Go community was kind of really launching on Reddit, and no matter what the game was doing, and early on in the game had way more challenges than it does now, way more issues in the early months of the game. So there was a clear line in the sand on Reddit of people that were positive about it and were learning and growing and, you know, experiencing the game through all those challenges and being cool with it, right? And then you had the people that no matter what happened, good, bad, worse, whatever, they were just nasty internet people. They were just snarky. It was just weird. There was just a clear line in the sand between positive and negative people. So with Dromes, he wanted to create his own community where all these like-minded, positive people could communicate about the game, and that's the origin of Sylph Road. So he says here, I'll read it right from the article. We decided to create a separate little board of our own. We call it the Sylph Road. We'd moderate it proactively and make it a community that fostered positive, constructive, drama-free content and became a true community. To help folks understand our unusually limited content focus, we even put in the sub's rules that this is not a free speech sub and that threads that got too hot would be redirected to other communities. And guess what? It worked. All right, so what this means is they had a very controlled view of letting people blast the game. And on Twitter, it's like no holds barred, right? So I'm so used to Sylph Road because I've grown through the game being on Sylph Road every day. He goes on to say like the snark, the cynicism, the condescension, all this stuff. This is the part that's worrying, and this is what it says. A large influx of accounts new to the road has come here and unfortunately have ignored our posting guidelines and community values. Negativity, cynicism, and snark have taken root. These do not coexist with the principles of the road. Once snarkiness becomes the dominant tone of a thread, bandwagoning occurs and entire threads become echo chambers of unconstructive cynicism and venting. This is not what the road is for. This is where I draw the line. I hate when social media and discussions about the game change from constructively talking about what can be done or what we want to be done, but in a constructive, positive manner, and then it just spirals out of control into like
destructive
behavior.
Yeah,
like
it's like
it drives me nuts.
Leave the hippies and the people who want to be happy alone. Take your nastiness and just keep it on Twitter.
Don't make fun of the vegans. No,
just go make another YouTube video and tell the world about how unhappy you are about not getting everything you want in life. And you know what? That's cool. That's cool. I'm sorry. I'm good now. I had to.
She was boiled. I saw her eyelid twitching.
You understand?
But
like
it's you know, and then it kind of came across to me something different. Look, we're parents, right? We're older. Like we're twice the age of some of these people, and that has to be what the difference is. Like Adam, as a parent and as an adult, like, do you think that that's why we have a difference of opinion than what seems to be the majority of people on Twitter right now? Like,
it has to be because, you know, everybody, I mean, how old do you have to be to have a Twitter? Yeah. 9 years old? You know what I mean? Like, your parents gave you a cell phone, so like now you have the ability to use Twitter.
It's crazy.
It's free speech, you know, whatever, but
I don't know. I think if you're listening, if you can hear this, I would imagine that you're a core Pokemon Go player, and thank you. Thank you for listening. If you're in the situation where you see negativity and people just like ripping into the game for no reason, I would ask you to just stand up and keep it positive, man. Like there's
love, man. There's no need to hate.
But
Celebrate.
it's just like
Celebrate. Celebrate the love of Pokemon. Spread the Pokemon love.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's no need. There's just no need to be.
It's like you want to brawl? Let's take it out in the gym. Come on, bring your Pokemon. What you got?
You ever see that video that went viral of the kids that look like they're about to fight in a school?
Yes.
They're like in the lockers, you know, and everything. There's like a crowd of people. They pull out the DSs and have a Pokemon battle.
It's one of the best.
Yeah, I gotta find that video. I'll link it. I'll link it in the description.
Is it a
I'll
commercial
totally find
or
it.
video?
No, it's a video. It's a video. But I don't know, folks. Stay positive out there, please. Keep it positive. Keep it light. You know what I'm saying?
Have hope. man.
Have hope. It's a free game. It'll grow. The game will be more constructive, and the Niantic will be more receptive to their community if their community takes a little bit more of a proactive approach into wanting betterment out of the game. We all want a better game.
Yeah. We all want the same thing.
Don't
take your
we
main
all
face
want
somewhere
player
else.
PvP. We all want player versus player. We all want trading. We all want Delibird. I mean, maybe that's just me. But you know what I mean? We all want more Pokemon. Relax. It's on its way.
It's gonna come. Be patient. Friends.
Patience. Nobody has patience.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I want it now. I want it now.
Veruca Salts of the world.
Well, how often does the game need to provide updates? Like did they really hold true to their big quarterly update promise? They were a little bit late with this last one, you know what I mean? But
well, they had the legendary dogs to fall back on. That was their 3-month window, if you will. Then they had, they threw in Halloween. I mean, we knew they were going to do something for Halloween. We know they're going to do something for Thanksgiving. So that's just the dogs was that window.
It's got
to bridge,
it's gonna be
the gap.
Give me Ho-Oh. No, see, that's the thing. You could want, dude, I would love it if Ho-Oh dropped. I would love it if something happened like Delibird came out or Smeargle came out. That'd be great, but I'm not gonna let my want for that kind of just turn me sour on the whole game if I don't get it. It's just so weird.
This is what I was trying to think of, and whatever we were just talking about. It's, Melissa, you walked away with an EX raid pass.
Mm-hmm.
Neither Ken nor I are holding pitchforks to Niantic saying, I want one, but I'm not going to scream and yell at them you guys have a bad game because I don't have an EX raid pass.
Yeah, and honestly, you guys should be upset because you guys play way more than I do. You guys play way more than I do. And I'm dedicated to the game in my own way, and I love it in my own way, but you guys are so way more dedicated than I am. And so from I could put myself in your shoes and be like, what the bananas, man? I'm on here
and that's
every
the thing.
day.
Well, maybe they see
and me, and I'm just like, all right, it's 3:00. Let me get my stop. Let me get my
maybe
Let me see what
Well, Melissa, maybe they see that that you're not as active as we are.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what the algorithm is, but there has to be an algorithm to it. You know what I mean? Can't you?
That's why, I posted this in the Philly group that we went with, and it was a closed group that we were in, so the post has to be approved. So as of this recording, it hasn't been approved yet, so people haven't seen it. But I posted in there Melissa got one. Who, if you were in the Mystic group, what's up? Did you get this? Because Melissa's like, oh, I hope people show up. And I'm they're gonna show up.
I want to get there an hour and a half before the time.
Well, then you get the gym control, so you get the extra balls.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll get a cheesesteak and I'll set up a blanket on the ground and
It's a bummer because Love Park, I grew up spending a lot of time in Love Park because that was the popular skateboard spot. If you're into skateboarding and you've seen any kind of footage of skating in Philly, the Love Park statue is going to be in it because there was just really awesome ledges and everything there. And the whole park is under construction, so you can't even hang out in the park because it's just a giant construction zone. Yeah. That's why it was hard for us to even reach the gym because we're in this partitioned fake sidewalk area. Yeah, because the whole thing is in construction.
It was 2 barricades in the middle of the road.
Yeah, it was straight raw. It was straight raw. It was just they would call them Jersey barriers.
They should be a little bit more done now because it'll be a week.
A week later.
So they've been working on it.
Well, actually, it'll be 2 weeks. Right?
Yeah,
it'll be 2 weeks. Yeah,
all this week and then all next week. So hopefully,
the ice skating rink is still there. It was a pop-up ice skating rink. That was so cool.
Was it just a pop-up?
Yeah, that was just in the middle of the thing. You think they have that all year?
Just on a closing note, I'm so excited just for Delibird, just to have Delibird.
I know you need him so bad,
and I know he's coming in for Christmas, so I'm just excited for that.
Yeah,
and that's what's keeping me in the game right now is Delibird. The eventual, it's coming for Christmas. That's what I want for Christmas. I just have a feeling
there's going to be a deluge of Adam Delibird selfies, laying in Christmas, under the Christmas tree.
I don't think Twitter and Instagram and Facebook are ready for it. That's all I'm saying. And YouTube
awesome.
will be a Delibird catching spree. That's the second that it launches, the second that I'm like pulling out the camera and every catch on camera, and I will just continue. I will ultra ball, golden raz, every one of them.
See, it's going to be so awesome for Melissa to pop a lucky egg, beat the Mewtwo, pick up 20 Gs.
Stop! Don't say it because I'm like so paranoid. You're creating so much anxiety for me with this. Stop it!
It's a 6% catch rate. The catch rate hasn't changed. You're good, yo. You're good.
What if?
Shh, you're good.
What if for some unknown reason?
No, you're gonna catch.
Do you need me to help catch it?
Your face.
Do you need me to help catch it? Was an inside joke from Philly Free Streets. Like when Melissa would like be stressed out trying to catch a raid boss, in the catch sequence, and I'd be like, "Yo, you want me to help you catch
every time?"
And then I actually needed help catching that Venusaur, but it got away from me.
Oh, so good stuff. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun, man. This is just a game, man.
This is why people should not ever be angry about what we have or don't have, because
look, it's just a game argument. It really doesn't even carry that much weight now that I think about it, because for me, it's way more than a game. You're right. There's a lot of passion.
It's the community.
Here. But there's just so
even
much more.
In Reversal's latest video, he's like, I'm putting down the camera. Like, every time I stop, these people just want my signature. They want a picture with me. Like, this is what it's about, not the game. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
yeah,
awesome.
He creates content, but everyone's excited.
But
there's
different ways to experience it, and unfortunately, if the game is not aligned with your expectations, like
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon,
play Harry Potter.
Go back to Candy Crush.
No, that's what. Oh snap! Filthy casual. No, that's what I said to Melissa. I said, if this game isn't giving you enough of that Pokemon experience, there's 20 other games you could play. Play a full game, the main series game.
Go back, light up your Nintendo 64, play Pokemon Snap, play Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go out,
pull out your 3DS, play Pokemon Shuffle. Or now it's on the iOS. Yeah. Play Pokemon Shuffle on the iOS. That's a great game.
Dude, Pokemon
I still play it to this day.
Yo, I beat Magikarp Jump. Did you see?
Oh my God.
I saw that.
I beat Magikarp Jump. Yes. Dude, it was such a grind. grind.
I deleted it. I just couldn't. I mean,
I can't.
It was so pointless. Games. It was fun at the beginning, and I finally got the shiny one, and then I was like, I don't have time to invest in this. I need to keep catching Pokemon. I need that dust. That sweet, sweet dust.
What you know about I beat the game, you can continue playing, and I've played every day since beating it still.
And my God, you're such a loser.
They added an ability to have a modifier on how quick your Magikarp pond generates experience. And now I could just, build up my in-game currency and buy into that. And it's another list to go up, another number to climb. Yes. So funny. So funny.
You're so ridiculous. I cannot even believe.
So, like I said in the beginning of the show, if you guys are listening on iTunes, we'd appreciate a review. We did have some reviews populate finally for the show. I do want to give these people some shout outs. So it was really cool that this actually showed. It does take a handful of reviews to populate before it'll actually even assign your podcast with a rating. So now that we have a couple of reviews, we've got the rating. I'm going to read 2 reviews that came out this week and shout out these listeners. And we really, really appreciate you for doing this. The first is going to be Terry Wolf 77. If you guys listen to any of the other podcasts about Pokemon Go, whether it's Pokemon Go Radio, Pokemon Go FM, or Pokemon Go Podcast, Pokemon Go Cast, Terry Wolf is mentioned on all these podcasts because he's super active on social media and he interacts with us all the time. And Terry Wolf, if you're listening, thanks so much. And his review says, great show, 5 out of 5. Come for the lures, stay for the hosts. Such an awesome review.
Buddy.
Thanks, Terry Wolf.
Thank
we appreciate
you.
it. Yeah, he's always one that's in for good conversation, and he's in the heat of the debate right now in this awesome mega thread that we have cooking right now on Twitter, which is just a lot of good, interesting talk, and it's cool. Hey, if you've got passionate feelings that are negative about the game, it's good that we could still have this dynamic relation where, hey, it is what it is, and I'm not gonna, we could still communicate with it, and you could tell that even if they're upset and even if they're so mad, that they're mad and feeling that way because they are passionate about the game. And that's what this Twitter thread is crazy, because everyone's just so passionate. That's why they're so emotional about this. And I get it. I totally get it. It's hard to stay positive, but awesome review, man. Thanks so much. And then now we have another review From Jersey J, great content with humorous flavor. I love how they cover the science of the game. 5 out of 5 stars, by the way. I love how they cover the science of the game, but also highlight the social aspect of Pokemon Go and their lured up episodes. And then get this. I live on the West Coast, but when I went to high school with Ken on the East Coast, this is my buddy Jay that I went to high school with, who at the time I would never know would turn into like a Pokemon Go freak. He's also the one that on our Facebook page the other day, Suicune was out for a day, and then he posted up a screenshot and he already had like 11 of them or something. And it was like, dude, he's only been out one day. But the East Coast flavor of this podcast makes me reminisce of my days growing up in Jersey. The content is always presented by Ken, Adam, and Melissa in a way that emanates of their wonderful friendship. I feel like I'm in the room with them. Keep up the great work, guys, and I'll continue to listen. Jersey J. So
Thanks,
awesome.
Jersey J.
Thank you so much, Jay. It's so awesome, and it's really cool that we've been able to connect personally on Facebook again through Pokemon Go. I think that's just absolutely awesome that it's brought us back to connect like that. So totally cool. Terry Wolf, Jersey J, thanks so much for the review. Everyone listening, if you do leave us a review, we'll be sure to shout you out on the podcast. So we're looking forward to that. That's pretty much a show. We can wrap it up, yo.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, B. It's a wrap, B. You can find everything about the show, gotawatchemall.com. Email us at luredup@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. We want to talk to you.
Talk to us.
Yeah, send us your feelings about the game.
Like,
we want to know what you feel.
We want to know.
We'll try to,
It's a judgment-free zone. It's a judgment-free zone. Lay it all out. You know what I mean? Like we could have a good conversation about it without. You know.
We can hash it out without mashing it out.
Melissa's dancing right now. She's doing.
What about mashed potatoes?
I
like mashed potatoes.
Oh, but yeah, check us out on social media. Adam's Insta boosters are still rocking on Instagram
every Monday,
and
gotta get those codes.
He's been giving out TCGO codes, so. If you play the TCGO, check that, yo.
Get them codes.
and I post it randomly at a random hour, so you gotta be waiting for it. You gotta be waiting. So turn on your alerts for us.
Yeah, lightly press the alert button. You're notified. I don't even know if Instagram has that. Anyway, so thanks so much for listening, guys. Definitely check out the link in the description to the episode, the last episode of Gotta Watch 'Em All that we did, starring Jason Ganos as a special guest from Nintendo Wire. I'm very proud of that episode. I think it was a good conversation. He discusses how he has a Pokemon Snap machine in his house and how he acquired that and how it's still functioning and how he said he's going to send us some Pokemon Snap cards. So yeah.
What?
Yeah, check out the link for that. And I can be found at Proud Gamer Tweet on Twitter. Adam, where can they find you?
Phoenix back 4-5.
And Melissa.
What is it? Super Sweet Miss?
Super Sweet Miss on Twitter. The links will be in the description. Drop us a line. Say hello. And thanks so much for listening. And we'll see everyone next week.
Bye-bye.
Pokemon never dies.